Welcome to a broadcast of the recent Lorain County Commissioners' General Meeting. Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Wednesday morning at the Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings and you are invited to attend. Agendas are posted prior to the meeting at www.loraincounty.us. Click on Departments to see the Commissioners page, then click on View Agenda.
Good morning. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Welcome to July 17th, 2013 Lorain County Board of Commissioners meeting.
Come on, baby. Have a puppy, going to be a big dog someday. He was found on Delaware Avenue in Lorain. He will be available on the 20th if you want to come down and check out. We have like 40 dogs at the dog kennel. We really need your help. If you're thinking about getting a dog, this is a nice time to get one and go outside and play with it. And it's nice outside, and I know it's not too hot. But yeah, come down to our dog kennel. We need your help. We need to get these dogs out of there so that we won't have to put any down, because that's the least thing that we like to do. We do have about 20 dogs or so on our website if you want to look at that and see some of the other dogs that we have there. So don't forget, your dog will be spayed, neutered, practically completely vetted by the time you pick it up, and has most of its shots, and you also can get some training done.
Madam Clerk?
Under Resolutions Number 1, Job and Family Services Bills.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Investments.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Appropriations.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Transfers.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
No advances, no repayments, requisitions.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Travel.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Bills.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Under the Commissioners, authorize various personnel actions as indicated on the summary sheet for employees within jurisdiction of Lorain County Commissioners.
Mr. Cortez, what do you got for us today?
I do need to have a brief executive session, if time permits. I do want to update you on ongoing labor negotiations with regard to United Steelworkers of America and the Teamsters. Also potential new hires at the county home, and potential, I have a few disciplinary actions that have been sitting. So all of those topics are allowable for executive session discussion, so I'd ask at the conclusion of our regular board meeting today, we go into executive session and we discuss those items I have identified. Thank you.
Approve and waive the reading on the minutes of July 10th.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Authorize payment of $1,000 to Rydell Funeral Home, Vermillion, for indigent veteran Huey E. Kirkwood, Jr., Sheffield Lake, in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code 5901.29.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Authorize payment of $1,000 to Boyle and Cool Home for Funerals, Lorain, for indigent veteran Andrew Matthew Spanos, Elyria, in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code 5901.29.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Adopt fiscal year 2014 Lorain County tax budget and approve as submitted in the tax booklet.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Community Development, enter into an MOU with Lorain County Port Authority for purposes of outlining the respective duties for neighborhood stabilization program in the cities of Elyria and Lorain.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Do we need any discussion on this, Mr. Cordez? I talked to Don
Housekeeping.
again. Yeah, it's just a matter of moving stuff and getting it done. Okay,
Right.
thank you.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Award various contracts for homeowners to receive grant assistance from CDBG FY12 home repair activity, which includes a contingency for any unforeseen change orders and being most responsive complying with specifications. 1. Class Construction, Inc., Marblehead, in the amount of $4,840 for Kelly Anderson at 409 Avon Belden Road, Avon Lake, to replace furnace and hot water tank. 19 invitations to bid were sent out 2 times. 0 bids were received in the first, and 3 bids were received in the second. Number 2, J.A. Kilby Enterprises, Inc., North Ridgeville, in the amount of $7,260 for Ronald Pazzi at 614 Van Oaks Drive, Amherst, to install electrical panel and minor electrical work. 6 invitations to bid were sent out 3 times. 1 bid was received in the first, 1 bid in the second, and 3 bids were received in the third. J.A. Kilby Enterprises, Inc., North Ridgeville, in the amount of $5,868 for Jeannie Marshari at 306 East Main Street, Amherst, to install a hot water tank and water lines. 13 invitations were bid out 4 times. 0 bids were received in the first, 1 was in the second, 1 bid was in the third, and 3 were in the fourth. J. Kilby Enterprises, Inc., North Ridgeville, in the amount of $7,947 for Marjorie Zabel at 1099 North Quarry Road, Amherst, to install new electrical forced air furnace and heat pump. 18 invitations were sent out. 3 bids were received.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Under EMA, Homeland, appoint various members to the Local Emergency Planning Committee effective August 15, 2013 through August 14, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Under Job and Family, advertise request for sealed bids for security officer, notice in the Chronicle on July 22nd and 29th, and open at 2 p.m. on August 5th.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Advertise request for proposals for Business English Work Experience Program. Notice to be in the Journal on July 22nd and 29th, and open at 2:15 on August 5th.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Advertise request for sealed bids for 4 new scanners. Notice to be in the Chronicle on July 22nd and 29th, and open at 2:30 on August 5th.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Under Workforce, approve and enter an Ohio Department of Job and Family Services WIA sub-grant agreement for 2014-2015 state fiscal biennium effective retroactive July 1st, 2013.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Under Board of Elections, authorize the disposal of a 1986 Dodge van by sale on GovDead, auction trade. Interdisposal vehicle was used for deployment and recovery of voting equipment, but is inoperable and repairs would cost more than the value of van, less $2,500.
So moved.
1986.
I'm telling you.
Second.
27-year-old vehicle.
Are you sure
Discussion.
we want to get rid of this?
Can we send that to DR? Madam Clerk?
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Under the engineer, certified delinquent sanitary sewer accounts, the auditor for collection on tax duplicate for 2013, collection 2012.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Mr. Cortez, I brought these into you yesterday, or Monday, I think, and had some questions. We have like $250,000 of delinquents, but they don't seem to be regular sanitary bills. I think they must be some type of an assessment or something.
I haven't had an opportunity to investigate them further since we talked yesterday. I find them a little interesting. I'm going to need some time to go over them. Seems to be a recurring pattern in a particular amount that's
Right.
being assessed. I'm also concerned at the high dollar value, because we most certainly need that money in
Absolutely.
the Sanitary Engineers Fund right now. I have a meeting early next week with folks to go over some sanitary sewer issues that are looming, and I believe at that point I'll be able to get clarification of what we're doing with those delinquent assessments.
Can you withdraw your motion? We'll hold this till next week.
Is there a timing issue on certifying this?
I don't know, but
I have to have them done by July, September. Then the other come in September, we'll do it again in September. But
we certify them
Yeah,
every
July.
year.
Right.
I'm not sure we got into such an extensive list. I would go ahead and certify them. We'll get more information on them, but if we're being told that they need to be certified, they need to be certified. We just got to find out why some of the amounts look similar and what we're doing at better collection.
You don't know, do you? Somebody from the engineer's office?
This would be sanitary.
Right.
So,
All right, so we want to go forward and then just
We'll get the information
find
out
out
next
later?
week, sure.
Okay.
I mean, just say this was a smaller packet than years past, though. I can't tell you that.
Well, you know
Usually
what-
they're like
Yes.
this,
what
so it has gone down.
what actually raised the attention level was many of the assessments had the same dollar figure.
Like
And
$811.07, so I mean, they're like a lot of.
there was a reoccurring
Yeah.
pattern through the numbers that piqued the attention. We know we have delinquent assessments every year. I'm beginning to believe some people just don't pay their sanitary sewer bill and then they get put on their tax duplicate, because there's a lot of them every year. But they're a little strange this year, so we need a little clarification.
Okay, we can go forward then. We'll call
You
for the
wanna go
roll,
forward?
yeah.
Okay. Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Williams?
Aye.
Approved revised loan amount for repairs to Redfern Road Bridge, Columbia Township. Said increase reflects the financial advisor fee of $2,000 for a total of $202,000, and we're also going to sign the final loan documents too on this one.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion.
Dick Heidecker, Township Trustees, here from Columbia. Any comments or anything, Dick? We appreciate you coming
Just
in.
other than, we need to get this going, because it's.
You have to come up, or we,
Yeah. Give your
Sorry.
15 minutes of fame, Dick.
2 minutes of fame. Good morning. We just need to get this going because response time to a couple developments is going up by 5 minutes. Instead of 2 minutes, you got 7 minutes.
Okay.
We've got to get this bridge open. It's-
Emergency issue.
Oh, yeah, definitely, so.
Thank
That's all I
you.
have. Mhm.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Williams?
Aye.
Authorized emergency work on Columbia West River Road slide and award contract to Geostabilization International, Colorado. OPWC has authorized emergency funding in the amount of $152,084, or 86% of the project estimate, with the balance being done by Force County in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code 307.86.
So moved.
second?
Discussion.
Commissioners, I
Yes.
just wanted to emphasize, I've been in contact with Bob about this. We still may have to do prevailing wages on this. So we'll have to, just want to make sure everybody understands that.
Okay. Federal funds.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Cortez, County Administrator?
I have no further comments this morning. Thank you.
Mr. Ennis?
Commissioners, I do have a matter of pending litigation that I need to discuss with the commissioners in executive session. And the only other comment I have is, from what I hear, Mr. Heidecker is infamous in Columbia Township.
Infamous.
I knew you'd appreciate it.
Commissioners report.
Well, yesterday we had a land bank meeting, and Mr. Cortez, do you want to talk about that a little bit? We used up all the money from the state, and we had to determine whether or not we wanted to go forward with the land bank into the future by using our DRETAC funds and leveraging some of that money. Do you want to?
Certainly,
Catch everybody
Commissioner,
up,
thank
'cause there
you.
was no
We had,
public.
I would say we had a very extensive and exciting meeting with the land bank with regard to the progress. The progress has been so good, we've exhausted all the state money and the match money that we placed dollar for dollar against the second allocation from the Attorney General's office. With an expenditure of close to $3 million, with an anticipated completion of over 200 homes that'll be demolished by mid to late August. The money's already encumbered, contracts are already let. The board did discuss several options, and we will be floating about another $1 million in notes and continuing some of the work that needs to be done. We are now looping around back, looking at how to capture some of those properties that have liens against them. We're also looking at the state/auditor's list of available properties. Some of them may be potential development opportunities. We've also have maintenance requirements on the properties that are going to be undertaken. There's also some federal dollars that are in play that may potentially bring some money to Lorain County, so we're positioning ourselves for those dollars. We've made a secondary ask of the Attorney General's office for an additional $2 million, recognizing that that would require us to match with that $2 million with $2 million from here. I have instructed Mr. Metzger after the meeting yesterday, while we're going to borrow $1 million against future proceeds, that we slow what we're doing here. We're going to take those homes that present a significant immediate hazard. I know that all of these condemned homes
Most of
are
them
a
are.
problem, but I'm talking about the ones where the porch is laying in the neighbor's yard and/or has burned down.
The worst of the worst.
The worst of the worst, and also for those communities that we have not done a demo or two in, where we haven't provided any resources, either because things have moved slow there or they haven't gotten through the process. I believe we need to target those communities so that there's a fair allocation across all of Lorain County. So the bigger communities are going to see a slowdown for a while. The reason for that, even though we're borrowing money, is I don't want to exhaust too much of this money while we may need match money at the end of the year against either federal or state grant monies. They will not give us credit for work we did prior to the announcement of any awards. So we're going to be positioned for those issues that have an urgency and an immediacy that needs accomplishing. But we're going to start the backlog list pretty soon here, and we'll be notifying all of those communities of how we're going to proceed forward. But we will have money for emergency demos and some continuing work where grant money won't be available to us in the future. I thought the meeting went well. I think our accomplishment speaks for itself. We've spent out. We had until the end of the year to spend out, and we're a little less than a year into when we got all this together, and we really didn't start in earnest until March because of the weather conditions, and we've exhausted our funding. And while some other communities, there's several that are doing okay in their money, nobody has achieved the success of Lorain County, and to date, except for a handful of counties only got $200,000 or $300,000, we're the only county that's exhausted all the millions that we have towards our goal of removing the substandard and decaying housing stock in Lorain County.
I'm very proud of what we've accomplished so far. I'm glad that we've decided to go forward with that and not stop that because of funding. So, other than that, Monday I had the girls from the YWCA come in, about 20 of them. They were having a camp, and they all came in and asked a lot of questions about government and a lot of good questions, and I think probably some future elected officials someday. They're very, very nice girls. So that's the end of my report.
Yeah, busy week. To start out, though, myself and Commissioner Williams have an opening each on the Fair Housing Board of Lorain County. If anyone's interested in serving on fair housing, that application is available, Teresa, on our website. Please go to www.loraincounty.us, and there'll be a link to get the application. But we are looking for Fair Housing Board members. On Thursday, I spoke to the Avonberry seniors at the Perkins Restaurant in Avon. Very nice conversation. We engaged for a little bit over an hour. More talk was discussed about the state budget, the rollback on the homestead exemption, and the increase in their sales tax, because the article broke in the paper that we're considering a sales tax also. But it was very good conversation with people who are really engaged. I'd like to thank Sheffield Lake, great Community Days Parade, great event as always they've had. Friday was an extremely busy day. I started executive committee at NOAC in Cleveland, moving the agenda forward for that discussion at the 10 o'clock governing board meeting, discussing the changes in bylaws, and Mr. Kleiber from the engineer's office serves as an alternate to NOAC along with Commissioner Williams on that board. Very engaging conversations on how we're going to move forward, updating how NOAC business gets done. Then had to leave by 11 o'clock, shortening that meeting, and I had a Commissioners Association meeting in Columbus at 1 o'clock that day. The governing board hired a new executive director to replace the legendary Larry Long after 30-plus years of service, Susan Dunleavy, who at 15, 16 years ago actually worked for the Commissioners Association. She went to behavioral, and now she has applied and she's been hired by the County Commissioners Association. On Tuesday morning, Commissioner Williams and I attended Lorain County Mayors and Managers Association meeting. Congressman Jim Jordan was in to speak, along with Senator Manning, Representative Lundy. Good dialogue about what's going on in D.C., and it looks like they brokered a deal to appoint through the Senate Richard Cordray, friend of Ohio and Lorain County, to head the Consumer Fraud Bureau Board. So congratulations, Rich. Also, for those of you, if you see this at 11 o'clock on Saturday, City of Lorain is having their Lorain Relay for Life. Oh, it's 12 o'clock? Okay, well, after you see the meeting at 12, I don't watch the meeting
I
since
don't
I'm already
either.
here. But Lorain Relay for Life at the Black River Landing, we kick off our festivities at noon, and we'll be going till 7 a.m. Sunday morning, so stop down and support a great cause. End of my report. Thank you.
Yeah, busy week. Sheffield Community Days. They had a great parade, great festival out there. Spent some time with my kids enjoying the carnival. Sacred Heart Festival, another great weekend there. AJ Torres did a wonderful job actually roasting the pig out there, and just a great community event. And then enjoyed the Saturday, went out to Avon Lake. They had a wine tasting on the lake. Just absolutely wonderful. You're sitting there listening to the band play, have a glass of wine, and you're watching the sunset come down. And after the event, went over to the Black River Landing. Port Authority there had a Hotel California band playing. The place was packed. It looked like they had more people for that band than what they had at the International Festival on a given day. And just a great time there. Went out to Pittsfield Township to talk to them about the composting site. They have some concerns there. And then also a company that I'm looking at bringing in. They wanted to know a little bit more about it. Spent about probably a half hour, 45 minutes answering questions there.
Did that response come back when I sent that to Keith Bailey, the one resident's concern? That he forwarded us? Did you forward that off to the resident who had emailed
I thought
you?
that went there, and she did not get it, so I'm forwarding it to
Well,
her.
I was under the impression you were going to forward it, because I had
Yeah.
sent all the information, the question exactly, because she was kind of confused with the organic composting, which she was
Right.
concerned about more human waste.
Right.
So, okay, all right.
Yeah,
So
and
you're getting that back to
I'm
her?
getting that, yeah, Keith, I thought that was actually sent, so it wasn't. I'll make sure it gets sent out to her. But at the end of the meeting, I think they had a better understanding of it, and I spoke with Mr. Bailey. He gave me an example of a nearby facility, Barnes Nursery in Sandusky. They're going to go out there, take a look at it, but I think they kind of relaxed. They were more worried that we were going to dig a pit out there and just throw stuff out there. And let's see. Now that looks like it's it. End of my report.
We'll meet next Tuesday at 11 for the investment advisory. Board correspondence?
Move the reading be waived.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Williams?
Aye.
Anyone wishing to address the board this morning? I grabbed your line, Teresa.
That's okay.
Anybody have any issues they'd like to bring up today?
We'll
See
be
anybody?
meeting here tonight at 6 o'clock. Carlisle Township is hosting a meeting in the Commissioner's hearing room in regards to Brentwood Lake with some residents. I heard Trustee Barry Taylor has it well under control. So we'll see you at 6 tonight.
1 hour.
1 hour, yes, because
Yeah,
at
we have
7
the
we have to.
taste- or the Best
The
of Lorain
commissioners are
County.
part of the Best of Lorain County
Barry
with
has
Pulse.
promised me 1 hour.
Or less. But the college is having the event tonight showcasing the best of Lorain County.
Well, we have
We have-
several departments out.
Right, we'll have, was solid waste going to be out there?
Solid
Port
Waste,
Authority?
The Growth Partnership, the Port Authority, the Land Bank, and Community Development, and I think Team Lorain County.
Yeah,
also.
Team Lorain County is out there.
Right. Motion to move an executive session is outlined by the county administrator and assistant county prosecutor.
Second.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Williams?
Aye.
This has been a broadcast of the recent Lorain County Commissioners' General Meeting. Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Wednesday morning at 9:30 at the Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and you are invited to attend. Agendas are posted prior to the meeting at www.loraincounty.us. Click on Departments to see the Commissioners page, then click on View Agenda for a printable copy of the agenda.